What's that you're reading? A novel? A novel? Well, dern my skin. You, a man, grown and bearded, and a histin such stuff as that in. Stuff about gals and their sweethearts. No wonder you're thin as a knife. Look at me, clar 200, and never read one in my life. That's my opinion of novels. And as to their lying round here, they belong to the Jedge's daughter, the Jedge who came up last year on account of his lungs and the mountains and the balsam of pine and fir, and his daughter, well, she read novels, and that's what's the matter with her. Yet she allers was sweet on the Jedge, and she stuck by him day and night alone in the cabin up here till she grew like a ghost, all white. She was only a slip of a thing, as light and as up and away as rifle smoke blown through the woods. But she warn't my kind, no way. Speaking of gals, do you mind that house as you rise the hill, 1.5 miles from White's and just above Mattingly's mill? You do? Well, now there's a gal, pretty and plump as a quail, teeth as white as a hound's, and they go through a 10-penny nail, eyes that can snap like a cap. So, she asked to know where I was hid. She did. Oh, it's just like her, sass, for she's peert as a katydid. But what was I talking of? Oh, the Jedge and his daughter. She read novels the whole day long, and I reckon she read 'em abed. And 'twas how Lord Augustus said this, and how Lady Blanche said that. But the sickest of all that I heard was a yarn that they read about a chap Leatherstocking by name, and a hunter chuck full of the greenest of sap, and they asked me to hear. But I says, Miss Mabel, not any for me. When I likes I can sling my own lies, and that chap and I mightn't agree. And yet, if she hadn't been spiled, she was harmless enough in her way. She could jabber in French to her dad, and they said that she knew how to play, and she worked me that shot pouch up there, which the man doesn't live as can use, and slippers, you see 'em down here as would cradle an Injun's papoose. Yet along of them novels, you see she was wasting and moping away, and then she got shy with her tongue, and at last hadn't nothing to say. And whenever I happened round her face, it was hid by a book. And it wasn't until she left that she gave me as much as a look. 'Twas night when I came up here to say to 'em all goodbye, for I reckoned to go for deer at sunup the day they left, so I shook 'em all round by the hand, except Miss Mabel, and she was sick, as they gave me to understand. But just as I passed the house next morning at dawn, someone, like a little waver of mist, got up on the hill with the sun. Miss Mabel it was, all alone, wrapped up in a mantle of lace, and she stood there straight in the road with a touch of the sun in her face, and she looked me right in the eye. I'd seen something like it before when I hunted a wounded doe to the edge of the Clear Lake shore, and I had my knee on its neck and just was a-raising my knife when it gave me a look like that, and, well, it got off with its life. We're going today, she said, and I thought I would say goodbye to you in your own house, Luke, these woods and the bright blue sky. And we'll always think of you as the thing we could not take away, the balsam that dwells in the woods, the rainbow that lives in the spray, and you'll sometimes think of me, Luke, as you know you once used to say, a rifle smoke blown through the woods, a moment but never to stay. And then we shook hands. She turned, but a sudden she tottered and fell, and I caught her sharp by the waist and held her a minute. Well, it was only a minute, you know, that as cold and as white she lay as a snowflake yar on my breast, and then, well, she melted away and was gone. And there are her books, but I says not any for me, good enough maybe for some, but them and I mightn't agree. They spiled a decent gal as might have made some chap a wife. And look at me, clar 200, and never read one in my life.